All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me again. Um, Pretty much probably just here to play some casino, some social casino. Uh, I am up from yesterday. That's good. We're gonna see if we can't keep that upswing going. Um, Probably won't be a super duper long video. It may be. I don't know. It may be 2 hours. The last one was actually a little over 2 hours. And then I did a little over an hour this morning. So just trying to record as much content as I can, get it out there. Maybe people will see it, notice it, and, enjoy it and start talking about me, get me in the space and stuff like that. Let's get a table. Okay. We don't have a short table. I was a little worried you'd have a short table. I ran into several of those this morning when I was playing off stream. Short tables where it was just me and another person, or me and two other people, and it can be very hard to build a table like that. But we got into a full table. Queen nine over queen eight. I mean 9-8. I'm assuming that was checked all the way down. Uh, I don't know for sure. I'm assuming that was checked all the way down. That is a huge raise on the button. I guess they really wanted to pick up the extra big blind, but this gentleman here is going to go in for it. This person, they're in for it. There's no way they picked up anything good here. He's representing an overpair, so he's coming hard. Not quite as hard as last time. Ended up doing the cover. Ace three off, and actually ends up losing to the pair of queens. Um, that was just a bizarre hand, kind of all around. Uh, it was a big over raise from Grady, just trying to think he was going to get greedy and get the whole thing. Um, and that is usually where you run into a problem. I have a backdoor flush draw, no straight draw. Um, let's bet the pot and see if we can't push everybody out, but I doubt it because Grady seems to be a bit of a maniac calling machine, as does X Bandit. We got a call from him, so we have the straight draw coming in. We're still the same spot on our flush draw, so we're going to bet 50% of the pot. We have pot control, but he seems to be a calling station, which is a problem. We didn't make a straight. We didn't make a flush. We're not checking back 8 high here. So we're going to have to put in more chips. Um, he's got to think we made the straight. If he has the straight, nothing we can do about it. He just had 3 of a kind on 2s. We lost half our stack like that. But again, we had kind of committed into it, and we now know that he is definitely a calling station. There was so many overpots there, so many things that you don't want to bet into if you're a good player. And he just slammed right into him, just stuck everything into him. Um, and that's a sign of a call, very much a sign of a calling station. You don't bet bluff calling stations. And now we know. We couldn't have known before. We could have played that a little tighter because we didn't know how he played. We should be able to make that back. Even though we're stacked down and we're one of the shorter stacks of this table, we'll tighten up and we'll make that back. It'll be a little hard with um, a maniac-y calling station out here. But again, all we have to do, because he's a calling station, is play premium hands. The blinds don't go up. He just bet 7-6 into kings and nines. So again, calling station, he's gonna donk back his chips to us as long as we play in position and we play tight and play smart. Um, we got a 3 big blind raise out of Macon Burger. Calling station calls. Let's call and see if we can make a set. We don't make a set. Make nothing. We're in the small blind. We're completely out of position. And we have nothing. We have a little bit of a backdoor flush draw if we go runner. But even then, it's a really bad flush draw, so we're going to dump this. If we'd made our sets, it's not horrible. It's still a very small set. I probably shouldn't have gone in at all on the fives, just like I did on the threes. So here, straight draw. No, wouldn't have a straight draw. We would have a flush draw. Our flush draw is still alive. But again, very, very low equity, lots of fold equity here for Makenberger. So Makenberger took that one down. We have ace eight. We always play it. It's how it is. It's what we are. We always play ace eight. So we're going to limp in ace eight. We get a raise. It's the first action we've seen from the wastebasket. We get a raise. We're going to call 1 point. Oh, whoo, no, we're not. No, we are not. We're not going to call 27 big blinds. I'm glad that I noticed that before I accidentally called 27 big blinds into that, because that would have been very frustrating for me. I would having to rebuy, and I don't want to do that. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to play tight. I'm trying to play correctly. I definitely don't want to have to rebuy if I can avoid. Yeah. So full house, fives and kings. The wastebasket is a wastebasket. He got straight up dumpstered. Came here for one hand and got just handed, donated all the chips to Makenberger. Again, we can't afford to play out of position. We can't afford to play loose. We can't afford to be overly aggressive. We have a lot here that can go wrong for us. But the nice thing is we're playing a cash game. So if somebody bets into this and doesn't have the queen, it's just depressing. So M is saying they definitely have the queen. X is calling saying they definitely have a queen. Nobody has a queen. Absolutely nobody has a queen. That should have been checked all the way around. There's no way I would at all bet into that without a queen. We're going to decline the straddle here. Again, we're only playing premium hands, so we'll let other people put chips in for us. Until we know we have something that we can bet with. Pocket sixes. We'll limp in with pocket sixes. I'm not a fan of it. There's only 4 of us here. There's 3 of us here. Get a re-raise from the cutoff. We'll call. Again, we get wasted, so we fold our pocket six. Low pocket pairs are almost never profitable. I mean, I probably could have picked this up. I have a feeling neither of them have a jack or an 8 or even a 7. I probably could have picked this up with 2 pair. I don't know what he's thinking about. He should just check this back. He's not going to. Kind of dumb. He may get it just from that. He may get, yeah, he may get the fold. I guess she was scared of the same thing she just hit me with, which trip twos. I guess 8-9 suited. We pretty much have to play. We'll check though. Card. We have a gut shot. We're out of position by a lot, but I think we're gonna raise hard on our gut shot. We have the calling station, and he's in. But I think we're gonna go 5.5 bigs. And see if we can hit our gut shot. We don't, but we pair our 9. We have no action on our straight, no action on our flush, but we should be able to push out M Dankow. unless they have the jack. Even if they have the jack, I think they're probably going to dump it. They're thinking really hard. They are probably on a flush draw, and they dump it, and we pick up some of our missing chips back. We only got 8.5 bigs back for that. It was probably not equity correct, but it was there. We're on the small blind. If it gets limped around to us, we'll probably play it. It's not a great hand, and we're out of position for it. But we kind of got like both, kind of shotgun both sides, which is actually why this is actually a really bad hand for me to play. Um, I basically put in, I mean, I put in half a big blind. I put in a small blind. Even if we would have caught the flush, which is no guarantee that we're going to get that other diamond, there's four other hands that were dealt out. So even if we catch the flush, and then we had no shot at the straight. So he's saying he's got the flush, probably has the ace. Doesn't have to have the ace. The ace six on the button, not horrible. I think we're gonna three bet this unless X Bandit does. We're three bet this. There's some more people. Happy to see more people, more fish. Uh, that is a really horrible flop for us. Somebody could have just flopped the flush, but I doubt anyone did, so we're gonna bet the pot. Somebody could be slow playing the flush, but pretty much everybody's low stacks. If X Bandit goes in, we just have to hope he doesn't have like a dangler, something he can pick up here. Maybe he's got one diamond. Picked it up. All right. That's 9.5 bigs. We're slowly building back up to what we came in down, that we dumped X Bandit originally. And like I said, we just have to play smart, play well, play in position. Um, put pressure where we need to put pressure. Play the short hands. If we have short hands, if it goes back down to 3 or 4 people, you have to open up your hands. I mean, things that poker players know they have to do. Um, it's a pretty heavy bet, but he's got a calling station, and I think he knows he's got a calling station. If he's any good at all, he knows he's got a calling station here. That is a huge bet. Um, I don't see anybody calling that. Yeah, there was no reason to bet that large. 4-7. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't have done it either. That was a disciplined fold. That was a really disciplined fold. I have to say. I'm gonna give him a nice hand because that was a disciplined. A worse player would have played that out to see the draw. He had 2 cards and he could have made it, but it would have been his whole stack, and it was for. Um, I think that was the right call. I would again have to run it through the large language model to make sure, and I probably will because I think that's a very interesting spot there, knowing that he had straight draw, and I think he had a backdoor flush draw too. Um, so I definitely want to run that through the model after knowing what he had. He was nice enough to show us his cards. He said it was really. Um, I think he had a tough decision, but he made it relatively quickly. He didn't rope out or anything. He wasn't rude about it. I don't know what this person had that they thought they could just go the donk in with no information into somebody that covers them and somebody that would be like, okay, great, thank you for doubling me up. And I've been in that position before where it's thank you for doubling me up. I'm hoping he has the ace of hearts here. Um, and can take this down because right now I'm really rooting for Raleigh. He has the Eight of Hearts, which is kind of a heartbreaker. That gives. So I was quietly rooting for Raleigh, but that was a very bad call, very bad position play that he made there. Um, with a very, very low marginal four connected on the board. He would have had to have the straight flush, and he knew he didn't to make that call. I don't think that was not at all the right call. I am also uploading yesterday's information to YouTube. So if you're watching yesterday today, um, okay, nice. King eight, king queen. Um, we're gonna raise when we get this, so we're gonna three big blinds. It's just him and me, so I have to be really aggressive. He's a calling station. That is not a great flop for us, but we still have board control, so we can make the decision, and we can be aggressive. Try to get. We don't want to be over aggressive here. Look like we're trying to buy the pot. We want to just be aggressive, push him out. Don't let him get. And then he just left with our money. Come back with our money. Now we're back down to 4. Just again, not the worst position to be in. Now we're back up to 6, 7. Not the worst position to be in. I don't hate that position. No help here. We're out of position here, but we're still going to bet early, even with imperfect information, and we pick it up. Um, we basically bet like we had a small or like even a medium pocket pair. I think there. And we bet like we had over pairs. Um, again, that was just strictly the hand. We have I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a call. We have booger raise, or booger flick raising here. Raise. We have booger flick raising here, so I think I'm going to make a call. And if I hit my connectors on this board, which I don't, I was going to say if I flopped something like queens, I would check, kick it in. Here, 7-5 is the nuts. No, not even 7-5. 7-5 is open-ended straight draw, but it's really just not anything. Um, has a 6. I mean, I'm assuming has a 6. No. Doesn't even have 2 pair. Has to get an ace. Just fix it. He does not get an ace on either one of his runs. They run it twice, which was polite. Not necessarily polite. I say polite, but it gave him if he ran it once, he had the same shot of this guy picking up an ace. Running it twice, he had less variance. Like I have to look to explain how that is, and I probably will. Probably after this, I record this video. But running it twice doesn't actually change variance. It reduces your variance marginally. Like I don't know how to explain it. It most of the time it results in a chop pot. Um because when it's a 50-50 or like a 60-40, but when it's like 80% or 90%, you can run it 3, 4, 5 times usually and it's not going to make a difference. And it also depends on how many cards you're running twice. Obviously, if you're running the full 5 out because they went in before the flop, they went in all in before the flop, and you called them. If you're running the full 5 out, that's a massive difference in variance. Um, We're down a little here. We're down about half of our buy-in still. The goal right now is to get back up above. But the goal right now is to double up. If we can double up, we'll be okay. Obviously. So that's the goal right now. Kings and twos. Fix it up. Top, bottom pair. That's not bad. I don't know what anybody else was in for if they didn't have the kings or I wasn't even really paying attention to that hand because that was a shotgun board, and I don't know why anybody was still in it after the flop and the turn. He had kings, so I mean I understood why he stayed in. Clearly, no one had the sign of an overpair. Plus, only overpair for kings is aces, so obviously. 21 bigs. The pot. And then we check. 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 That's yeah. I mean, I understand why that went down that way, but that was not an attractive hand. That was a very, very would skip this at poker tournament footage hand. It's actually probably relatively important though. It took Booger Flick off most of his stack. He's almost as low as we are. Table's about a 50-50 split. We're in the bottom 50%. Yeah, yeah, bottom 50%, third from the bottom. Being lower stacks than us. Um, these guys don't know, or the ones that so far the ones we're playing against don't know, don't have the stack size and probably don't know how to bully with their stack. This guy, DGen Line Head or whatever his name is here, he seems to have some idea on how to bully with his stack. This is a horrible position though. Raising in this position here is a weird signal, and he's gonna have to c-bet this to keep it up, and no, he checks. So he raised hoping, and then now he's gonna fold to the 38 big blind, and he does. This should be very, very solidly. It's 80%, 86%. Those are the kind of things you have to win when you go all in. You have to win your 60s, 70s. You especially have to win your 80s. You can't catch a massive cooler. It will it will put you on monkey tilt. It can. It has in fact put me on monkey tilt, having an 80% dust off. We didn't even want to be in this hand. We were in the big blind position, so we're gonna check. I've made hands like this. I mean, 7 and 9 could fall, and that gives us a straight. Um, somebody should bet if Booger flicks the last action. He should bet for sure. Mark as he has an ace. He's taking too long though. He's really taking too long to bet. I mean, I'm still getting you still fold here. But if you had a marginal, like if you had a queen, he's taking way like if you have king queen, he's taking way too long to bet to say he's got the ace. So, um, it's like I have king jack maybe, and I'm trying to, and then yeah, here's the check again shows weakness. Check, check, check. High card ace, aces, and muck. Probably king. I would put him on king jack. He really, really thought about whether he wanted to pass that first card. And and then it put him in a weird position from then on out. We're going to fold the king full suited, small blind, with a table full of. It really put him in an awkward position. If he was going to go in there, he had to continue betting from a very strong position. He had to re-raise. He had to fill into the bluff. And he could have done it. He stacks both of the two other people that were in. He could have done it. But he didn't. He didn't bet that right. He didn't utilize his pot control to win. Queen high flush picks up a huge pot again, slits. I didn't see how the hand went down, but that was a very good hand for them. Obviously, I'm glad we weren't in it. We would have won. Ayad Hamad here all in nines. Got one out. Yeah. I don't know why he would have went all in with sixes. I don't know why he would have covered sixes out of position. It's just a weird to call bet with. I mean, it's got about the same rate as 9. I think it's actually a little less. I'd have to ask the math machine. I think it's actually a little less. We're going to call here with Queen 10 suited. No, we're not bored. It's actually a position call. We're in the cutoff, and dealer just left. So we have pot control, so we're going to bet the pot here. If somebody comes back at us, we're going to call in. We'll just jam. We don't like that. If he doesn't check this, we're going to have to full. Oh. I was just saying, if he doesn't check this, we're going to have to fold. We need to fold. It's the discipline move here. We need to fold. We only have king. We only have queens. He has a ton of bluffs. Even if he doesn't have, we need to fold. It's the discipline move here. I hate it, and I don't believe he has it. But we need to fold there. It is the disciplined move. Nice. This guy just comes in and dumps 4 big blinds right into his pockets, which is nice. Ace, king, even out of position, we're going to bet this. We're not going to go crazy. We're not pushing all in on ace, king, or anything like that. Now, I mean, if it comes to it, yes, we'll push all in. If somebody goes over the top of us, especially him, if he comes really hard over the top of us, or this guy, because this guy's apparently a little crazy, and I think this guy is too, is a little loose. We'll go all in ace king. Now we got the flop, not great. We don't have board control. We're gonna end up having to check to where we just dumped chips a minute ago, and again we're gonna have to dump what we got to him. It's the percentages. It's what you have to do. I mean, yeah, we were out of position there, but ace king is too good of a hand to pass up, just like ace 3 is too good of a hand to pass up. And if you play, you play. So we're gonna do big blinds here, out of position, and we just have to hope that we catch. That is the luck part of poker. We did not. We got dumpstered again. Look like we need to tighten up, but we have played some really tight I mean, we're playing tight. We legitimately are just catching cold cards now, and we're not hitting where we need to hit. That the last two calls, despite being necessary, have been really bad for us. We haven't been able to pick up any fold equity. We haven't been able to pick up any. Our stack is now really small for, yeah, 7-4 off. We're gonna this is where it gets frustrating playing cards. This is where it gets frustrating to when you're in the hole and you know you need to dig your way out of it and your cards just are not cooperating. Um, just the cards are throwing more dirt on. Ace King is super duper tight here. It's excellent. A great hand. We would have loved to see something like this. We had Ace King. Um, because even we would have stayed with the Jack 9. Um, probably King High Straight, King High Straight. So nobody had the Ace, but I think I still would have bet even with a King. I think you have to bet there. 7-10 off on big blind. We'll check, see if they limp it around to us. Even if they limp around to us, we're going to probably, very likely fold um, after post flop. I think that's one of the most important lessons I learned from funnily enough, like an Xbox poker game is if you're in, you're in. If it's better to jacks, queen eights. He had the equity and he picked it up, so I can't complain. I don't think I would have gone again. I don't think I would have gone all in with jacks there, especially especially jacks. Jacks is such a hand that can get a heartbreak. And I've seen it too many times for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go all in with jacks. No, no. We'd have top pair here, worked kicker. Just absolutely nothing. Shotgun bullshit. Okay, we got a bet because we're on a flush draw. Is that what we're betting? We're on a flush draw. Okay, maybe he had a 7. I have no idea what he had, and I have no idea what he was betting on, and I couldn't say. Like he bet really, really, and he does. He seems to bet really fucking weird. I'm trying to pick up how he bets. This dude is fucking insane. We're gonna fold our pocket threes, even on the button. We have board control, but this dude is a fucking nutter, and we're not gonna go in against him. Especially that is like the worst possible flop we could have seen. That's fantastic bullshit. Nice 69, and he goes all in for 69. I go all in for. Shut up. Okay. Just everybody. Only one of you can have the ace. You know that, right? He's got the ace. I don't know what the fuck you other guys were betting on. Somebody had ace X of spades. With that flop, somebody had ace X of spades. That's how it was. Maybe king X of spades. Like if you had king X of spades, I would have been like, okay, I understand why you did that. Maybe. Maybe. And that's if the king wasn't out there. I think the king may have been out there. I would have understand why you did that. But no, that was three straight up morons just got stacked. And it was gorgeous. Like it was very well played by D King. He deserves a nice hand, a good game. He did really well on that last hand. I should have said something a minute ago. I wasn't thinking about it. I am very groggy right now, a little bit, especially being down. I've come down some from my mania yesterday, so now that I'm come down and I am down, it's a little harder for me to zone in, lock into the zone, and make the right plays. I think I have been 41% on the upload, I think. And then I'll post it on social media. Kings and fours. Uh, now he's just gonna run the table. Um, he's got a huge stack. He knows how to use it. He's gonna run the table. We're gonna have a absolute monster to sit down with him. Um, we honestly should either reload or leave the table. Leaving the table, even though we're 80 bigs down, is actually probably the best bet. Like I've already said, my brain is not being spectacular right now. So actually leaving the table may very well be the best bet for me. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with this ace four. Ace four off, out of position. Probably may not be the best call. Okay, we have a gut shot. We have a strong gut shot, even out of position. I think we're going to push all in. It's not the right move. It's actually a fucking horrible move against this giant stack. But it's saying we have the straight. It's saying we're not on the draw. He's mad. This is a horrible move. There were too many people that could call. Too many people in front of me make a decision. It's really a bad. And if I dump out on this, I'm gonna go ahead and stop for right now. Take my $2 fold. Take my $2 failure. So she needs a 4 and I need a 5. I got the 6 out straight. I mean, yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, she made the right call. He, them, they made the right call. They had to make that call. Ace 5 suited. Neither of us made any kind of flush, anything. They had to make that call. And if it could have, if the 4 would have come up, it would have been different. They're throwing tomatoes like in monkeys and stew. I don't know. 18 bigs is a massive raise, and I think that's his first hand. Yeah, that's his first hand, and that was. There was no reason to make that big of a raise. Ace 6 suited in the big blind. We'll definitely check those. And we'd probably take a small. check. If it checks around, I think we're going to push. But I think Junkosaurus is smart enough to not let it check around. I also think Ihamad is around. He did. Okay, so Rhizome in the cutoff did do his cutoff duty and cut off the dealer. Dealer is a small pot. He's got cut off, but he's got calling stations and he's well covered by D King, who's a player. Making smart discipline called. I would love to see a check here, letting Rhizome put cash in, and let's see another check here. And I would love to see a flip. Oh, pair six, and he actually had. Why was he not betting? Even with a jack, I think I would have been betting, if nothing else, to get money in the pot. Not sure as hell not checking that river. When he already had his flush locked in. Yeah, you got to get more money in the pot there. And he picked up the same amount he would have picked up if he would have put in and they would have folded. So there was literally no reason not to put money in the middle there and try to build up a pot. All right, chat. We're reaching about the hour mark. I had planned on doing this for at least a couple of hours, maybe more. But I am dragging. We're gonna see what happens. Who knows? I may hit a big pot and lose my fucking mind. As a night, I'm glad they won that. They deserved that just for uh the hand they caught with me, because I do kind of feel bad. That was literally a 50-50 shot, basically. We both had 50% equity, basically, and I won that. I'm happy I won, but I know how it feels to be on the other side of that. 10-4. It says, "Do you have a club? Are you a club boy?" Nice. Re-raise. Kings and tens. The muck. I don't know why that guy's showing the fact that he has cards. Maybe that was. I don't think that was a straight. It was. I wasn't paying attention. All right. And Queen 5 suited in the cutoff. There's part of me that wants to play this. And Sabanchi made that choice. He was like, "You have to pay to play." No, thank you. No, I don't want to pay 2.5 big blinds. I was willing to pay my 2 big blinds, but that would have had to been raising. I don't know why we're throwing fire at that guy. He played a hand. He did a thing. He positioned himself with pot control, which is great. Now he should use it. Let's see if he actually uses it. He's thinking too long. So now he's basically given up pot control. Anybody could take it back. Especially anybody with a big stack or that can make a big raise. But no, they pass it back to him. He checks it again. If I double up off 45 big blinds, chat, I think I'm done for right now. Maybe for today. Jack, 7, muck. Again, this guy really loves to show his cards. He's like, "I have cards too." If I double up off of 45 big blinds, I'm almost certainly done until the evening. I may take a nap or run in a circle or bang my head against the wall. I'm feeling really right now. I don't have coffee. Maybe coffee would. Maybe coffee would make me all jittery and stupid like yesterday. That's what we want, right? Coffee to make me all jittery and stupid like yesterday. I'm not doing anything on this other screen. It's actually just doing the loading. Pardon me. The uploading to YouTube. Like I said, I wasn't tired before I started playing. Um, but I was busy before that. Very nice. Don't know what he did pick up a decent stack though. I don't know why Rhizome thinks it's tiring, but he did pick up a decent stack. I'd love to get a locked in pot. Something I can really take. Ace King, aces, kings. Something with a solid overpair, and then like just a shitty board. Great. Ugly ass shotgun board like this one. I hope they pair their jacks. Now I hope they trip their fives. Or actually, I don't hope they trip their fives because I would have a pocket pair here. It's gonna be, and that's the problem when you play is that one card changes everything, and you have to make assessments on the fly. I would have taken queens there. I would have taken queen. I think I would have. Like I said, if I can double up 45 or even 40 big blinds, I think I will take some time off. Maybe chop up that video from last night into a couple of clips or shorts or something like that, and then develop the video from this. Gotta love it. Gotta love it when they have the same hand. Actually, I am that is the least tiring thing for me when they flip the same hand. It means they played well. It means that they both made smart decisions and played correctly, in my opinion. If you flip the same hand, it means that you know, both of you bet the hand correctly. No, not always, but most of the time. I mean, if there's obviously a straight draw, or I mean, if there's obviously a flush draw out there, and one of you has the flush and one has on the flush draw, one of you doesn't, then that's different. But wow, picked it up with pair. I have a pair of threes. Got a gut shot here. I think we bet it. Who we call the 31 bigs. We don't make our gut shot, but we do make a pair. I'm gonna go ahead and actually, and alright, that went. Then we don't make our gut shot. We have a pair of eights. I think at 4.5 bid, four bigs. I think we're gonna go ahead and sit down for the day. Um, we'll take our dealer. We'll take our free card here in a minute. But that's it. Um, poor Junkus went hard in the paint, got knocked down. Maybe Junkus eight, eight. Junkosaurus picks up. He goes away. Like I said, I'm gonna take my free button here. And my button is 8-7, so we're just gonna straight up fold and we'll leave the table a little down. I'm gonna come back, hit it tonight. I'll probably do it off stream. Uh, I'll do some editing. I'll get some videos up, and I'll do some marketing and shout out everybody that the videos are up. Let people know. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me, watching me stake cash. It is not money. It is fake. Burn me, light me on fire chips. So don't feel bad for me. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Thank you guys so much. You have a good day, and I'll see you next time.